Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. It's Michelle, and I'm back with a little treat album. It's been a minute since I've made something like this, so I kind of just modified maybe a previous one, but it's almost spring and almost Easter, so I was like, okay, we've got to do this again, especially these papers are just so much fun. So just added a ribbon, and this is going to be pretty simple. It's like pretty much like a one-page wonder because we're using like a half a page of paper. And I've got this little pocket on the top and this little shaker heart, and you have this option to open it or just leave it so you have another pocket. It's up to you, but I just kind of liked how it stood. So when I take maybe a photo or something, it looks really nice. And then of course you have your little treats in here. So you could probably fit the Girdellis in here, tea, you know, just all the jelly beans. You could even use just a little cello bag and stick them in there. But it's just a very sweet album. Like I said, kind of an oldie goodie, just revamped a little bit. And I don't know if I did this size, but I think mine was smaller. I think I have about 2 of them that are similar like this. So grab your scoreboard. And the first sheet of paper we're starting with is going to be a 3x12 sheet of paper. And this is going to be, I'm using double-sided, yes, but again, if you're using single-sided, I'm going to give you the size of this cover, and you could use that. So don't worry if it's not double-sided, but it obviously looks really, I mean, it's much easier than having to do that, but it's not a big deal because you're just going to cover the front and just cover the back. So don't be afraid if you have single-sided, okay? So we're going to score this one at 3, 6, and 9 inches. 3. Oh, now, you know how I know it's almost spring is someone is cutting their grass right now. 6 and 9 inches. We need to do that because we have weeds in our yard really bad. So it's not that we don't take care of our yard, but the previous owners did not do a very good job, and we have like weeds galore. So, okay, enough babble. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and it's going to look like this. Okay, so that's how mine is folding. It's going to be like the cover and then that. All right, so let me put that aside. Let's do the end of it, or the second page of it. So that piece is going to be 3.5 by 9.5 inches. All right, so it's going to be a little bit shorter. And we're going to score it at 3, 6, and 6.5 inches at the 9.5 inch score. So 3, 6, and 6.5 right here, and you can see that's where a little binding piece is. So let me just kind of fold this up a little bit so we have our book. Okay, so it's going to look like that. All right, so how I did this was let me just get this out of the way for a minute. I need a desk that has a scoreboard in it, and I could just push the button so it's not in my way. Okay, so now we're going to obviously connect this. So for mine, I mean, you can put your cover on the top or bottom. It really doesn't matter. And I didn't have a normal punch, so I actually ran this through my die machine. So if you are a newbie, what you're going to do is grab like a piece of washi here, and this is my favorite washi because it's pretty forgiving. And you're going to just like kind of tape it on here, really gentle, and put whatever, and obviously lay this flat because we made our scores, and then run it through your die machine. Okay, so that's ideally what you do. I am going to just, I'm not going to do that today because obviously I have you guys filming. So my little trick is, first of all, make sure it's not on the score line because I don't want to, got to make sure that bends. So what I'm going to do is just take a punch today and do it and hope that it's even just to make this quick. So I'm going to just punch it. I don't know if it's going to be centered, you guys, because I'm really just randomly doing this. So I'm hoping it's centered. If not, it's okay. I'm just showing you kind of what I did. Oh, thank goodness it's centered. Okay, so then you're going to have both these pieces like that. You see how it's done? So really easy shaker thing. And what I also think is really easy, and you could even save these cute little pieces here for inside your album if you want, so you can put them on your little pages. But I'm making my shaker very easy today. I'm not doing any sticking, nothing. I'm taking this 2 3/4 piece of vellum by 6 inches, and I'm just folding it in half. Okay, so it's going to go here, and you'll see, like, when we put it on here, you'll just have just enough like leeway going on in there. So because you're not going to see any of this, this can be really not pretty. So I'm not going to waste my time taping and doing all this. I'm gluing my vellum, and it doesn't matter if you can see it because it's going to just not really. So what I do here is I just kind of do the sides real quick. Everything for me is real quick, isn't it? All right, and I'm going to just pop that on. Again, don't worry if it looks messy. And honestly, the more glue that sticks in there, the less your shaker's gonna roam around your booklet. So I just let this dry for a second, and then you're gonna have that little open piece on the top. And I'm going to take some of my Hobby Lobby sequins. This is older, and I was obsessed with these colors, so I bought like probably 5 packs when they were, I don't know if they have them this year. They changed it a little bit last year, I think, like iridescent, and I didn't like that. I like the flat color. So Hobby Lobby, if you watch our videos, we like flat. It's like too much iridescent. Okay, so I'm going to just fill this up here. Now, do not fill this a lot because this is a very small album and it will get too bulky. Oop, okay, that did not go in. Hold on, you guys. Let me get this off so it stops spilling on my desk. Okay, I am raining sequins everywhere. So anyways, I'm really just going to put very few in there because like I said, it's going to be very flat on here. I'm just going to put a few more. You could even put glitter. If it's going to be too bulky for you, just do glitter. So I'm just adding that amount. I'm not adding anything crazy. And again, you can tape it, but to me, the vellum sticks really well with the glue. So I'm just going to seal mine with some glue. And like I said, it doesn't matter if it gets in there a little lower. You don't have to make it perfect because when you have these shakers, they go all over the place. So the more glue you have, the more it keeps it like in the center. All right, now we're going to pop that on. And again, it depends how you want your thing. Do you want this on top or do you want this on top? It doesn't really matter. I really do like that window, but I did have this on top. So... but you know what? I'm gonna do this. I think you guys like this too. So see how it goes all over. That's why you want to make sure it's kind of, make your glue even higher if you can. So I'm going to, you can tape it or glue it. I'm just gonna glue mine. I had actually taped it before, but let's see. Hopefully it'll be okay. Because I'm just gonna smack this on here. And just make sure it's kind of in the center before you pop this on because it does help it kind of stay in place a little bit. So I'm going to glue this on here. Again, you can tape it, but I'm just kind of being quick about it because I like my tutorials a little bit more speedy and not very long. And I think that's why a lot of people choose the channel because they don't want to hear so much talking. I do like the chats though. I just don't think I'm interesting enough to listen to for a whole hour. You guys would be like, okay, I gotta go. So there you go. And it's popped on there. And now we can, now again, you have your option to, if you want to make this a, like, because you're gonna have your little binding here, you can make that a pocket too, but I left mine, but I am gonna make this one a pocket. And I need a smaller punch for that one. You can use your bigger one that we used, but I just feel like it's a tiny pocket that needs a tiny punch. All right, and I'm just gonna glue that down right here and close this. And you don't even have to add the shaker. If you're doing like a mass bulk thing and you just want it out of your way, this is actually very quick to do. And even with the shaker, it's quick. But you can imagine without it how much speedier this will be. All right, so that's pretty much our little album down, right? Got this pretty thing going on, and now we just have to do our little pocket and just decorate it. So the pocket, this out of the way and put this back here for now. Grab my scoreboard. So pocket is going to be width 5 inches, height 3.5 inches. And I say that because it can be very confusing with the photos and when you're doing the pockets. It's just when you're cutting the paper, sometimes you're just kind of like... Okay, so at the 5-inch score, this is going to be our, here, I don't want to confuse anyone. So the 5-inch score, we're going to do it at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 4 inches, and 4.5 inches. All right, so you're gonna have, just so you can see the back, you should have like 4 little things. And then we're gonna go ahead and flip it. Now remember, this is gonna be the top of the pocket. It's gonna be facing, your pocket's gonna be facing this. So whatever your image is. So on the 3.5 inch score, we're gonna do 1 and 1.5. So usually I start at 1/2 inch, but I went up 1 inch this time and 1.5 because I like the backing better. I feel like it's easier to grip. So, oh my gosh, this is so hard to see. So let me see here. All right, so let me show you what to do here. All we're doing is cutting these 4 little boxes out. Can you see that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So just cut those out. It's like the papers look so pretty when I pick them, but goodness, when it's time to cut, and these are another 4 boxes. You just can't really see mine because of the picture. Maybe you can, but like it's right here. All right, so it should just look like that. And we're going to just simply fold this back, fold this one back, get this out of the way again. And then we're going to fold this way. So fold it down. So it's going to look like that for any of you newbies right here. It looks like this. And then this piece here, I'm just going to open these up so you can see it. Fold that and then fold it. So it's going to go on like this. So you see how you have your thing here, and then see how it attaches better. Like I said, usually I do like 1/2 inch, but this is so much better and easier to glue. So I'm going to do that from now on in my pockets. And you can just add some glue here, whoopsie, and pop that on. Like this. And then pop this one on. Okay, so it's just like that. So you could even do something like this on anything, not even just the album. They just come out really sweet. And I do like to make a little bit of a pocket. So actually, you might want to do this before, but I'm going to make mine a little bit lower. So that was my 2-inch punch, by the way. And then all we have to do is pop that on there, and it's going to go on here perfect, right on your little like back door thingy. So glue that on. And I just think these are so sweet. You could do, like, I saw even the little tokens, you know, the little coins. Now make sure when you do this, make sure everything is folding good, because you don't want it to ruin your binding here. So let me see how mine closes. So mine, honestly, with this, how I just folded it, mine is sticking out just a little bit. So when you close it, make sure you kind of close it all the way so you can see if it's lined up with your thing here. You see what I'm saying? Because you can like push this in to make it fit better. And then you have that awesome little pocket, but it looks so pretty and springy, which is definitely my goal here. All right, now let's do the front and the cover real quick. So here we go. So even just FYI, I noticed when I did mine, because the box, I do feel like it does kind of have this little edging, but again, I feel like it's the way you tuck it in. My last album did that, and I don't regret doing the size because I do feel like it fits it perfect, but just make sure you tuck that in a little bit more. All right, so now let's do the cover. So especially if you're using single-sided paper, the cover is going to be 2.5 width and 3 inches in length. And it would be really pretty if you even did some stitching, you know, and went along. So I'm just going to do this and glue it on. I thought about stitching, but I just was not that ambitious enough to do that. And you could just, like, I love this here. I added a little foam tape. So let's see how this little butterfly looks. I didn't have quite the same wording. So I just want to add something simple that matches, but looks kind of spring. And I'm okay with that. I could even add some wording with a sticker. I have this sheet. So even something like that works. Okay, and then inside, because I actually like this flower, but when I had these flowers, it was a little much, so I did cover this here. Now you don't have to do that, but you could put it anywhere. I put mine here. I might even put my second one here. So that's actually the same exact size as our cover. So if you do need to do something like this, it's the same size as the cover. It's just 2.5 by 3 inches. So again, if you have a single side paper, use this on the back. But I think it would be pretty here, or you can put it, that's where my original one was, see here. Honestly, I like it just like this, but I just feel like I have to do it because I did it on my first album. So I'm just gonna do it. And I'm gonna cover this piece here. You could even make it a little higher, like the paper. I feel like there's a little bit more room. Or I cut my paper too short. I don't know which one it is. I'm just gonna add a thing here and some foam tape with that. And by the way, these little carrot thingies, I got these from the Dollar Tree. I think I got them before from the Dollar Tree too. I meant to get Gradelli's, but I just didn't see them. And I know they're not there. I just haven't ran into them yet. I should have went to Target. Okay, so, oh, these are kind of, how is this not going in? Is this one too big? This must be a chunky carrot. Okay. There's that, and then here you can see what I mean, how the shaker, you definitely want to add something higher so that it doesn't fall behind. I feel like that would be pretty. It is kind of florally though, so hold on. Let me see what I got going on. I like this little chicken, but I don't know if it's appropriate. Actually, I do like the chicken. We're going to use it just because how often do we get to use a chicken in crafting and it be really cute? So you could actually put it in the middle or the side. The last one I kind of put on the side, so adorable. I'm going to add a little sticker here like I did on that one. I'm just going to add another sticker. I'm going to add this here. Let's see. This one or this one? I think this one because there was too much floral going on. I'm just going to put a little tag here in this pocket. So you can see it from both sides. And then that's where I did this originally. So I really just like that pocket and I just didn't want to cover it. So hopefully I can find something here. Maybe just this pretty rose. And that is it. And then of course I just took my little gingham ribbon over here and just tied it. I didn't do anything crazy, so you don't have to do this, but it definitely, when it's open like that, I feel like it needs a little something something. So if you have something, you don't have to use this, obviously. You can use anything you have, twine, ribbon, but, and I do like how this front cover was a little bigger, but it's still adorable. I just probably would use something thinner for this butterfly. I might actually change this out. We'll see. If the cover is different when I'm uploading the video, you know why. All right, guys, so this is the cute little album. I hope you guys like it. I think it's just so fun and sweet for the holidays, and I think kids and anyone of all ages will really enjoy this. All right, guys, thanks so much.